What would happen if I just started shooting? The same thought always occurred to him around 3 in the afternoon. You can't even do this properly. May. The bald department head with a bulging stomach spat in front of him and blabbered on. Hey, are you listening? Are these conference materials for real? The department head in nether region hid under his own stomach. I could probably hit it from 500 meters away. Yu Zhenghian thought about how far away he could accurately shoot. Hey! Documents flew towards him as the department head furiously shouted. Wish Zhenghian slightly tilted his head, and the papers fluttered past his ears into the waste bin. You punk, are you thinking of something else while I'm speaking to you? Only then did Zhenghian snap out of it and bowed. I apologize. He politely gathered his hands with his right, noticeably shaking. The department head looked at it. Hey, where did they find such a retard? Incompetent hands and incompetent brains. Saying, Yunin shaking momentarily stopped at the word retard, but the department head didn't notice. Hurry up and leave, punk. The department head turned in his chair to face his computer and waved Zhenghian away. Got it, Circos. Hyan lazily nodded as if he had never been rebuked and stepped outside the department-headed office. Phew, I endured it well today too. His expression turned bright again after walking out. He kept his composure for the sake of his mental health, like every skilled archer. Hey, you got roasted again? A colleague slid over and asked. Well, how unfortunate. You have to suffer through something you weren't even destined for. I have no choice. I live like a slave, since I'm a Nepo hire. Nepo Hiler. This nickname always followed Zhenghian. He left the archery world without fulfilling his genius potential due to injury. His coach pitied him and landed him a spot in this company through a friend. Thus he got in through nepotism. Good for you. Looking at yourself objectively. His colleague surprisingly laughed when Zhenghian admitted to being a Nepo hire. I should know my plate. Zhenghian nonchalantly replied while massaging his right arm. Know the enemy and know yourself. Reminds me of old times. Zhenghian reminisced about his athlete days at the words, know your place. His coach always used to say that to him. He never understood those words when everyone treated him as the next great archer. But they struck his heart now when he faced criticism and curses every day. I'm leaving first. I have to work overtime if I don't reorganize this report. He stopped daydreaming and collected himself. Then he quickly returned to his seat. Zhenghian stopped by the convenience store after work to purchase 4 cans of beer and headed home. I barely avoided overtime, he mused to himself as he looked at the clock that already struck 9 p.m. He rushed to the computer and turned on a sports video. I suddenly remembered it today. Click! Zhenghian popped open a beer and played the video. An athlete wearing white clothes took a deep breath. Then he pulled the bowstring and stopped breathing. His sharp and fierce eyes only focused on the target. Soon, he released the knocked arrow. Swish! Tack! Bull and eye. The camera zoomed in on the young Zhenghian face as the commentators buzzed with excitement. Dang! So good looking. Gulp, he vainly praised himself and downed the beer. Soon, the video ended, and his face faintly reflected in the black screen. And, I got old. I've just watched a game stream. As usual, he turned on a game broadcast. Zhenghian focused on the stream again. It showed a popular virtual reality game called Full Dive. Gosh, it's also a talent to suck. Is it that hard to hit? It looks easy. Zhenghian suddenly found the way he lived in the past quite pathetic. He threw everything aside to become skilled at one thing. Whatever. I'm going to sleep. He turned off the lights, and the curtains blocked out the city. Zhenghian had been summoned to the department head's office the next day when he arrived at work. What is going on? The atmosphere seems weird. Tack, a resignation letter appeared in front of him. They say they're going to be restructuring, the department head said without looking at him. You're the only one on our team. You know that, right? Everyone else works hard. Understood, Sergo, the department head finally glanced at him after saying. Hyun agreed easier than expected. Really? But you're saying you can only give me severance pay if I leave now? Correct. I'm sure you'll add a bit more. You're quick to calculate. Why I recorded this conversation, so please keep that promise. Sure, fine. It's not a promise, but something the company guarantees. Don't that worry. Do I leave today? Will you work if I say so? I'd pack my things. Sang Hyun turned around with an expressionless face. He heard the department-headed voice from behind. Hey, don't be too upset. You're a Nepal hire anyways, right? Everyone here went through college, earned qualifications, and spent money they did have to study abroad. We don't have a choice, I know. He slowly returned to his desk and organized his belongings into a box. He worked at this company for 4 years, but his belongings didn't even fill the smallest box from the post office. What should I do? Sang Hyun returned home. He left like it didn't affect him, but now he felt like going mad. Should I buy some ramyeon in advance? Maybe some water too. Hen! Sang Hyun shook himself and took a deep breath. He found it difficult to stand, so he sat and eventually lay in bed. Yay! He blankly stared at the ceiling. The round lead fixture looked like the target he always aimed at. Sang Hyun raised his hands and aimed for the center. His breathing grew steady as if he held a bow, and his arms moved into a perfect textbook position. Tremble. However, his right hand began to shake, and it grew worse as time went on. Kufum tak. His hand landed on the bed again and a bead of sweat dripped down his forehead. Then he burst from bed about 5 minutes later. He moved as if something possessed him and sat in front of his computer. He thought about grabbing some beer from the fridge but decided against that. Instead, he accessed the game streaming platform he often frequented and began typing with shaky hands. Bubblegum. This is Naim. Sang Hyun muttered as he sipped some water. Let's do it. 2 days passed after Sang Hyun's resignation. Have you gone mad? A colleague shouted at him inside the company cafe. Chim Ju Hyuk was the only colleague at work Sang Hyun could confide in. Ju Hyuk lived the opposite of Sang Hyun's life. He grew up in an affluent household, went to a prestigious college, obtained a degree from a well-known graduate school in the United States, and found a job at a famous corporation. He was an elite of the elites. You think I'm crazy? Sang Hyun thought about reconsidering if Ju Hyuk opposed it so much. You think you're sane? Why not? I'm really good. You said you'd never played games before. Hyuk tried to make the most dumbfounded expression he could. You idiot. So you're going to use the money you've been saving for your apartment deposit and buy a capsule? He spoke so loud that the nearby employees looked at them. I also have that severance pay, okay? Lower your voice. How much severance pay could a fired section chief get? I was fired because of restructuring, so it'd be a bit different. Yu Hyuk grabbed his own head out of frustrations. Sang Hyun spoke a bit roughly, but he was brighter than most who graduated from nice colleges. His problem is that he pulls shit like this once in a while sometimes. Sang Hyun's cleverness became insanity like now when he said he would spend all his savings on a capsule. Then he said he would eat from the employee cafeteria on the weekdays and cup ramyeon on the weekends. Dude, just go to fucking Las Vegas or something. You'd probably be better off. I am bad at card games though. It's just a figure of speech. Ego of speech. This frustrating punk. Hyuk thought to himself that all geniuses had a loose screw somewhere. How long have you rested from archery? You don't even remember, do you? Mom! And you're suddenly going to shoot again in a game. At that, spending all your savings, you idiot. Trank living normally for one. Mom's cyan in face didn't change at all. This punker not even listening, as always saying. Hyun tuned out when he lost interest. He excelled at letting words go in one ear and out the other when someone nagged him. How much did you say it cost? 40 million won. He answered that fucking quick. Ju Hyuk restrained himself from saying something. Sang Hyun wouldn't listen anyways. So the capsule alone is 40. The electricity bill to keep it running will be no joke and don't. You need some other weird equipment? I don't know yet. The capsule will probably be enough, don't thou you think? I mean, it costs 40 million. It costs money to add options to a 150 million won car too. Moron. Ugh, you're right. The elite sure are different. Sang Hyun thought to himself. He learned a lot just talking to Ju. Wait until I get off, okay? Don't buy it yet. I will contact people I know and look for places that sell it cheap. Nah, thanks. Stay here. I'm clocking out on the dot today. With that, Ju Hyuk quickly headed to the elevator. Sang Hyun had gotten into that elevator with him just the day before yesterday with a cup of coffee. He felt bittersweet looking at Ju Hyuk back. Forget it, Sang Hyun. This bitterness would lead to a new beginning. Sang Hyun sat in the cafe with his laptop at 5 in the afternoon. He lazily searched for the current prices of capsules and flipped through stock charts while wondering how to use his severance pay. Why does it feel like I'm more afraid than you? Hey, you're here? Sang Hyun hung his neck back like a bat to look at. Joe. Hyuk. Dawn people usually turn sideways. Oh, do they? Sang Hyun turned around with his neck still bent like a bat looking sideways now. You're a fucking interesting guy, huh? Anyways, let's go. Where? Did you find one? Just follow me. Ju Hyuk confidently led the way while adjusting his suit jacket. Sang Hyun looked forward to what connections Ju Hyuk pulled to get a cheap capsule. Will they discount me around 15 million? One. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Huh. What do you mean? Huh. This is a capsule room. Yeah, shut up and follow me. But I want to buy a capsule, not use one. Hyuk dragged him along when they heard a friendly voice welcome them. Hey, Shu, Hyuk. The guy next to you is that friend. Oh, Hyung. Long time no see. Nice to meet you. Sang Hyun read the situation and bowed to Ju Horokun friend. Was it Sang Hyun? A man who looked like he ran. An interrogation room instead of a capsule room, approached with one hand out. Sang Hyun shook his hand and nodded. Yes, Mu Sang Hyun. Nice to meet you, Lee Kang. Seok, the owner of this place. Oh, I see. Follow me. You said it'd be your first time with capsules, right? Yes. Then you should buy one yet. Is he trying to convince me, Nocta? Sang Hyun spun around to glare at Ju Hyuk, who simply waved with a smile. Sang Hyun only followed the owner inside to save Ju Hyuk some face. All right, let your head in. This is where we register your physical information. I heard it your first time registering. Yes. I've closed the door soon, so please wait as the computer guides you in your underwear. Thud. Sang Hyun became trapped in what looked like a spaceship escape port. The other two individuals spoke to each other with Sang Hyun trapped inside. Hyun, you said you had some second-hand capsules, right? Yeah, I can sell them for around 15 million each, if that too much. I have a couple for 10 million. Wow, thanks. Get a nothing that's just their priced. I wanted to convince him not to. You too? Yeah. Occasionally some people like that come in. They want to buy second-hand capsules as if they'd possessed. You know how games bring in cash these days. They think them quickly get rich if they're good, or become a famous streamer. Damn. There are actually naive people like him. Do you think everyone in the world is as smart as you? The world is filled with idiots. Oh, I'm not saying your friend is one. He is. The good-natured owner chuckled and stood up. Sang Han and physical scan should be finished. They continued speaking while heading to the room. Oh, and one more thing people are mistaken about. What in that? Bet they'd be good at what they did outside when they in the game. Doesn't it work like that? Like in the past, games have no physical limits. It's been solely a battle of wits. Being good at soccer in real life and playing well inside a game is totally different. Even in full dive, yeah, you can't make up for your lacking skills with physical prowess inside the game. There are not any physical distinctions anymore. Oh, your friend might give up if I test him with a light game called Real Olympics. Be sure to comfort him. I feel bad for his situation. Got it. Jayok became worried. Are games that different from reality? He played virtual reality games before, but it didn't feel too different because he had a normal physique. People often play better in games than in reality. Professional athletes probably experience the opposite, since they could use their superior physique in games. It for the best. Avil still have his savings. Ju Hyuk already thought about how to comfort Sang Hyun. It would be better not to buy a capsule. Scan complete. Sang Hyun stepped out of the scanning room and entered the capsule at the front. Now let's test it out. The owner began explaining the game to Sang Hyun. You said you used to do archery, so the test will probably be easy. It's a game called Real Olympics. I set it to archery. Ah, thank you. I'm closing the door now. Trying to get a high score. Rethink buying a capsule. The owner didn't finish saying those last words. Sang Hyun would probably realize it himself. Thud the capsule door closed. The owner turned on a monitor to watch with Ju Hyuk. Whoa. The Olympics' exciting atmosphere filled the screen. Sang Hyun stood there in a white uniform that looked strangely good on him. I can believe it's so similar. Sang Hyun felt surprised at the accuracy of this virtual reality Olympic. Woohoo! Yu Sang-hyun. Ah, player Yu Sang-hyun has stepped up with his bow. What do you think? Player Yu Sang-hyun has shown genius potential since a young age, and the cheering and the commentators he occasionally heard during his athlete days made him nervous as if he actually competed at the Olymp. Badump, it shouldn't have been possible, but he could hear his heartbeat thumping in his ears. His virtual lips also felt dry. A familiar target stood 70 meters out with multiple colored circles, red, yellow, and blue. His dream finally appeared in front of him. How long had it been since he stood like this? Wook! Sang-hyun immediately pulled back an arrow to feel it out. Queek! The sound and sense of knocking an arrow felt familiar. His heart raced at the vivid sensation. It really works. A problem always arose when he assumed the holding position after pulling the string. He looked at his right hand. His right hand should have been trembling by now, but it firmly pulled on the string as if nothing ever happened. Sang-hyun froze for a moment as his throat tightened. He swallowed what could have been sadness or joy, and carefully felt the bow. It acted a bit different. The string and tension based on his strength, the grip, etc., the tiny details definitely felt off. But none of that mattered. He could get used to this toy bow, as long as he could pull the string like normal. Let him do this. He knocked the arrow again and prepared to really shoot. His eyes that briefly moistened sharply glared at the target. Sang-hyun entered the battle between himself and the arrow. Archery was always a silent war between oneself and the arrow. Players had to make the arrow theirs in this silent battle of blood. It began with a full draw. This essential prelude occurred when he pulled the arrow into the position that suited him best. The right hand, accuracy, and steadiness were key in the full draw stage. So it had been a while for Sang. However, the string rested on his nose and lips as if he did it yesterday. His right hand instinctively sat beneath his chin in the perfect holding position. His hold felt perfect. But the bower weight and the string intention are lower than I thought. Is it so beginners can do it too? The lightness actually felt uncomfortable. He didn't feel the familiar weight, so he exerted more strength than necessary and his aim began to wobble. Again, eventually he lowered his bow and arrow without shooting. Hyuk and the owner gulped when Sang-hyun knocked an arrow. The look in his eyes suddenly changed. Dang. Pros are something else. His stance is on another level. Yeah, I've only heard about it. It'll be my first time seeing it too. Hyuk never knew Sang-hyun could make such an expression. That new Sang-hyun only aimed his bow inside a game, but it made anyone watching feel like they were being hunted. Silence descended like a fog. If the wind blew, it probably would have stopped for him. Why isn't he shooting? Oh. Joyup bit his lower lip and the owner spoke up from next to him. You've seen this happen before in the Olympics. You know how players do that sometimes. It we not a good sign, but it not something specially. Ah, right. He must be too nervous. Hyuk recalled how an Olympic archer raised his bow and arrow before resting it back down. Athletes also struggled with anxiety and pressure during competitions. Sang-hyun, nervous. Yu Sang-hyun became nervous from a mere virtual reality game. Xiu Hyo could imagine that, because he knew how Sang-hyun acted at work. That guy always seemed laid back about everything. He must really like it. Ju Hyuk realized how much Sang-hyun loved archery, and how much he must missed it. He could tell from Sang-hyun's gestures, expressions, and even his breathing. His nervousness made sense. It probably felt like seeing your crush again after a long time. Was not money just an excuse? It didn't seem like Sang-hyun wanted to make money through gaming mode, like he wanted to use that as an excuse to shoot again. He wanted to escape the boring work life and return to archery in this vast field. His grandmother passed away some time ago too. Sang-hyun only attended work because of his grandmother. A year had passed since her funeral. He probably wanted to let go of that burden and do what his heart told him. What his heart guides him to do. It had nothing to do with Ju Hyuk, but his heart began to race too. How did it feel to do what your heart wanted and become the best in that field? Ju Hyuk had never experienced that before. Hey, he knocking the arrow again. The owner nudged Ju Hyuk's shoulder. Whoa, it happened so quickly. Ju Hyuk could only react like that. Paul. Sang-hyun shot the arrow like a stream of water. His arrow seemed different even to Ju Hyuk's untrained eyes. What the? The owner exclaimed. The arrow didn't land yet, but they already knew it would hit the golden eye when Sang-hyun released it. Fluff. Whoa! Who is he? This is different from the archery I know. Most people had only ever seen archery competitions between top pros. The general public didn't watch unless it happened at the Olympics, however. Sang Hyun seemed to be above what they had seen before. It didn't know much, but it clearly seemed like that Chopin. Just like how Kim Yoon double axel looked more elegant than other skaters' unstable triple axels. Sang Hyun in archery had another layer to it. He shot another arrow, and it naturally landed in the center as if sucked in pew. 3 consecutive shots, all scored 10 points. Sang Hyun didn't stop there. He instantly shot 2 more, pew pew. The target almost seemed pitiful after that. 10, 10. No tension remained, and the voices shouting the perfect scores became pointless. Sang Hyun continued shooting, and every arrow perfectly struck the center. Ju Hyuk thought the phrase easy as 1, 2, 3 was probably invented after seeing Sang Hyun in archery. You said it would be different from real life, though. Yeah, a lot of athletes can get used to it, but here different. They usually struggle at the beginning and improve later. That guy, the owner, scratched his head. I don't know anything about archery, but is nudie different? Here on another level? Is that the archery we know? Ju Hyuk told him that Sang Hyun had been South Korea youngest gold medalist at nationals. The youngest? Yeah? He told me over some drinks. If it a Korea national competition, then doesn't that basically make him the youngest world champion ever? He was supposed to be that incredible. I guess it looks different to even ordinary people if you're on that level. Loud cheers came from the monitor. We'll go. A perfect score, all in the center of the target. Incredible. Oh my, I can't believe it. He broke the record for shooting time too. This is unbelievable. The game ended with Sang Hyun shooting every arrow into the very center. Tsus-ha. The capsule lid slowly lifted with the sound of air being released. Ju Hyuk, thought Sang. Hyun would confidently sit up and smile, but he did come out. What, in taking him so long? Ji Hyuk approached, thinking this idiot didn't know how to exit the capsule. Dude, do you not know? However, Ju Hyuk paused when he looked inside. Sang Hyun was crying with tears all over his face. He sobbed as if letting out all the emotions from the 10 years that he couldn't hold a bow. Sang Hyun wept embarrassingly in a capsule cafe he had never been to before. I can't believe it worked 10 years. He hadn't held a bow in 10 years. Sang Hyun told Jaehyuk he didn't remember those days, however. There in no way I could forget. His mind would let him, especially that day when the car accident happened. He could still see it clearly in his head. The emotions he felt when he heard he would never be able to use his right hand again, those feelings always lingered with him. He would even see the Dr. Dren cold-hearted look in a crowd sometimes. Sniffle, sigh. He clenched his teeth to stop his tears, but they kept pouring out. He could understand why. Was it from the joy of finally being able to shoot after 10 years? Or the realization that he lived the last decade as an empty person? He wasn't sure nonetheless. He felt something boiling deep inside him that eventually leaked through his eyes. Hey, Sang Hyun. Ju Hyuk came up. Not knowing what to do, Sang Hyun pushed him away. Don't come near me. This is so embarrassing. Sang Hyun wiped his tears with the tissue beside him and shooed Ju Hyuk away. He calmed down a bit as the owner approached and tapped his shoulder. Are you okay? Yes, thank you. It just took me back. I wish I could understand. But I don't think I can, however. I'm in awe. Sorry. The fact that you're still so passionate about the dreams you had as a youth. Sang Hyun simply thought the owner had read too many comics or fairy tales. However, that didn't matter. After Sang Hyun heard his next words, the owner immediately earned Sang Hyun respect. He'd sell it to you for 7 million won. Sang Hyun and eyes almost popped out. 7 million? He's not talking about the capsule machine, is he? From his research, even used ones fetched around 20 million. One selling it for 7 million would definitely be a loss. Are you talking about some other device? Not a capsule machine, right? No, I'm talking about a capsule machine. You said you wanted to stream, right? This one comes with all the streaming features built in. It's an older model, but it won't be too shabby for a start. Sung. Onan jaws dropped. Thursday. Thank you. He bowed without hesitation and thanked the owner. He couldn't afford to hesitate in life when he needed all the help he could get. How can I ever repay you? Don't worry about it. It a cheap model only worth around 10 million. The 3 million off is a friends and family discount. Place Mof. The owner scratched his head and continued with the manliest grin. Let's just say I'm trying to look cool in front of Juhyuk. Cool. Yes, that's quite important. Sang Hyun nodded and recalled when his team had to go through all sorts of shit at work just to briefly make his manager look cool. You truly are a gentleman, Sang Hyun said with a straight face, and the owner laughed. Ha ha. You're a funny guy. I told you, Hyun a bit different. Ju Hyuk said as he scratched his head in confusion. The owner settled down from laughing and rephrased himself. It not that I want to look cool. It an investment, like most capsule cafes. I'm also in charge of capsule distribution. Just do a shout out for me when you become big soon. 3 million for a huge shout out is a good deal. Aha! Who would invest in an advertisement from a newbie streamer who had even properly played a game yet? No one. This kindness came straight from the owner and heart. Sang Hyun nodded more firmly than before. Yes, of course. Workers from the capsule cafe came to Sang Hyun home the next day and finished installing the capsule machine. Thank you so much. Drink this on your way out. Thanks. You didn't have to. Sang Hyun handed each worker a can of coffee as they left. It took Sang Hyun another 7 hours to finish setting up his stream. Now he only had to purchase a game. Even this is no easy task. He wiped the sweat off his forehead and browsed. The top games being streamed on the platform. Trevi Battle. Large. 220k viewers. Life is Legend. 1.57m viewers. Mana Sword. 320k viewers. Bio Jeopardy. 120k viewers. Most of them, these might not be bad. These games were undoubtedly the hottest, but Sang Hyun had no intentions of playing them. The more popular a game, the more likely many streamers already played it. Extremely skilled streamers or funny and witty ones already filled such popular games. Those competitive scenes did suit a nitty streamer, like Sang Hyun, not at the major league yet. He didn't intend on diving headfirst into the red ocean. He needed to find a game gradually increasing in popularity that could showcase his skills. I did have one in mind. One game caught his attention ahead of time. It had just enough popularity and realism to show off his skills. He found it as he scrolled through the store. Kingdom Age. 170k viewers took on the role of a mercenary during the Middle Ages in this game called Kingdom Age. It featured a medieval theme, realistic mechanics, and fights that felt real. Various factors contributed to its growing fanbase. These kinds of games always had a loyal fanbase, but not too many streamers, because the increased realism meant an increased difficulty. However, that didn't scare Sang Hyun because he never played a difficult game before. He promptly purchased it through Trevi T Store. Would you like to purchase? Misty 9,000 won. It wasn't cheap, but that was to be expected from a high-quality game. Sang Hyun proceeded without hesitancy. Yes, he already planned to spend 40 million won for his streaming setup. 60,000 would be much more. Purchase successful. The money was deducted from his account and the game booted up. Filet will commence. In 5C Grisino 5 Go. Sang Hyun felt strangely nervous and kept his eyes alert. For Peel 2. Flash, a white flash burst, and another world appeared. Slap, a large hand slapped him across the face. Q, what the ning? Hyun got up puzzled. His cheeks burned, even though it happened in a game. Was it all in his head? Then someone yelled at him, "Get up, punk! You call yourself a mercenary sleeping at a time like this?" He game started sighing. Hyun had to remind himself this was all a game. Isn't this way too realistic? It felt so real because of the game in high quality. Everything seemed alive, and Sang Hyun almost grew upset that a game character slapped him. It felt much more real than the Olympics game he played before. The sound quality felt incredible as well. Clippity clatches went back and forth, screams echoed and metal clashed. Are we in a battle? Hyun could see the situation as a newcomer on standby, but he could tell a battle was currently taking place. His superior commanded him with a concerned expression. The bandits have invaded. Get up, grab a weapon. The senior mercenary aggressively gestured to him. Then, hurry, grab a weapon, you bassif. The mercenary froze while making a weird face. No, the entire screen froze. Choose you whip it. The tutorial had begun. Whip, Sang Hyun Vision turned against his will to a storage filled with hay. Sword, a sword lay on top of the boxes in the corner. His gaze turned again to the left. This time spears could be found behind the carriage. Then his sight finally landed on a different mercenary bow and arrow. This mercenary carried a bow. Why is he the only one with a bow? Sang Hyen. Scratched his head in confusion, but didn't hesitate as he reached for the bow. Will you choose the bow and arrow for a bow challenge? Suddenly a chat window popped up. Sang Hyen quickly glanced towards the bottom. Let 5 viewers. 5 people? Already? They chosen the correct game, right? 5 viewers already joined his stream. I should probably talk a little. Right, every message and viewer counted in the early stages of streaming. Sang Hyen responded to the chat since the game paused. Bow challenge? A reply came as soon as he asked. You don't know the bow challenge. Usually people who beat the game 3 or 4 times occasionally do this challenge. Sang Hyen had watched his fair share of streams and could somewhat make out the viewers' comments. He didn't mean to ask about the bow challenge in particular, though. Are bows not good? The fact that only experts did the bow challenge meant bows might not be very good in this game. Are you asking because you don't know? Arrows can hit allies, bounce off armor, and come in super limited quantities. So you gotta calculate every shot. Never mind that. Did you see the stream title? It had his first day streaming, first time playing as well. The other viewers chimed in. What are they talking about? Stream title. Sang Hyen looked automated stream title. This heading hovered above with a title that read, Beginner Player, New Streamer. Ah, I forgot to set a title for the stream. He had been too preoccupied with booting up the game, but the automated title didn't sound so bad. Look at this guy's playtime. His ID was basically made yesterday. The viewers could look him up and see his complete beginner status because of the game read identification system. Oh wow, Hina real noni. That's exciting. No way ARL. They actually enjoyed watching a Noonie instead of being annoyed, probably because only skilled players streamed Kingdom Age. It was a good choice. Cyan had to admit he picked an excellent game. Hey chat, is the bow hard to use? They filled the chat box with, yeah, in response. All 5 viewers agreed on the high difficulty. Alright then, Sang Hyen picked the bow. The viewers rushed to make fun of Sang Hyen after he chose the bow. First timer doing a bow challenge, LREL. This is why it bide fun to watch noobs. I can smell the failure already. The chat didn't discourage Sang Hyen, but rather motivated him. I was going to choose the bow anyways. Their reaction is a bonus. Sang Hyen would use a bow no matter what, and their reactions encouraged him even more. Bow selected? The game resumed after this message popped up. The bow is over there. What should I do? Another senior mercenary carried the bow. The game told him to grab it, but it already belonged to someone else. Then Sang Hyen's dilemma was immediately resolved. Grab a weapon. As that senior mercenary finished his sentence, splash. A spear pierced through his head. Ugh. Sang Hyen's screen turned red as crimson blood covered his face. Wha? Sang Hyen froze from the shock. Laurel. The beginner is so cute. Haha. I don't think he knew that mercenary would die right away. You killed him, you? The game progresses like that if you choose the bow. The viewers made fun of his reaction. The 5 of them felt like 50 people. I guess this is how the game progresses if I choose the bow. The bandit that killed the senior mercenary also collapsed as Sang Hyen assessed the situation. Thump. Hey, new kid, pay attention. Mercenary Commander Roman. The commander in charge firmly spoke, and his gaze seemed sharp as an eagle. Roman. I'm getting PTSD. Lol, that mean bastard. Hey, don't touch our noogie. It seemed Roman wasn't a nice commander, judging from the chat. Well, I have to survive somehow. Sang Hyen quickly grabbed the bow from the senior mercenary's corpse. Wibbo squay. Roman tilted his head. Bo, I don't know about that. Show me what you've got. Roman walked away with his sword as a bandit discovered them. What the? There? Another one? Sang Hyen finished knocking an arrow shoot. The arrow pierced the bandit, who couldn't react at all. Slash! Roman finished off the bandit with his sword. Oh wow, he hit him, lol. Beginner luck. The viewers praised him for hitting his first target. Meanwhile, Sang Hyen familiarized himself with the bow mechanics in this game compared to the previous game he played. It feels similar to that Olympics game, but still a bit different from real archery. He only took 1 shot, but could already tell where it stood between modern archery and traditional archery. He felt relieved that this gamer in shooting seemed easier than the Olympics game. Okay, I think I kind of get it, Sang Hyun whispered to himself as he looked around. How many foes are there mind? Bandits stood right in front of him, but Sang Hyun checked his surroundings first. He spotted around 20 bandits and 3 mercenaries in total, 3 verse. Point 2. Oh, not many allies remained. This seemed like a main character moment. What about arrows? Sang. Hyun checked his remaining arrows and counted exactly 20. Do I only get one chance? He had to land every shot unless he could find more arrows. I have to kill one with every shot. Swoosh. He released another arrow, and barely even looked as if he accidentally let go regardless. The arrow perfectly struck its target. Ugh! Thud! The bandit collapsed as the arrow struck his forehead. He died on the spot as his body went still. Wow! A headshot! What the? Did he just shoot without looking? Kingdom Age is all luck. No skill, stupid game. The viewers didn't expect Sang Hyun to land a headshot. They grew excited at this simple fact. Are arrows usually one shot, one kill? Sang Hyun already knew the answer despite being a noonie. This game is pretty realistic. It win an instant kill if you hit a vital spot. Even the organs are placed realistically. Therein also a headshot mechanic, so it be an instant kill if you get it. They told him valuable information about headshots and other vital points in the game. Ah, I see. Thank you for the explanation, Ruby Sword. So there are headshots and other vital spots too. Hyun naturally communicated with his viewers, which helped out his stream a bit. Then let her do it again. One shot per go. Sang Hyun nonchalantly said as he pulled his bowstring. What? Ah, the confidence of a Numia. So cute. Done. The chat kept mocking him, but he didn't care. He would retaliate with results like his usual sports mindsets. Swoosh, the shooting resumed. Thud. One of the bandit Jed became a skewer. Boa. Headshot, again. He landed a much more powerful and perfect shot than before. Sang Hyun fully understood the mechanics now and grew more confident. I thought this game would be hard, Matt. The beginning is just easy. At first, Sang Hyun worried because he only ever shot at still targets in archery. However, the targets constantly moved in this game. This worry quickly vanished after he quickly grasped how to hit moving targets. 2 more shots, coming right up. Swoosh, swoosh. After that, he fired the arrows non-stop. Chic. Headshot again. The heck? Does he have an aimbot dump? The huge bandits collapsed one by one as Sang Hyun fired. Damn it! Oog. Oog. The rest became enraged as they looked for Sang Hyun. However, he hid behind the carriage and changed positions. Where? Where is he? Damn it! Sir, this can't be. The bandits panicked. Each of their members fell with one shot, so they could locate the archer. Swoosh. Another one fell as something whistled through the air. Again. Despite being the invaders, something now hunted them like in a horror movie. Find him. Here on the right side. A bandit with a shield somewhat figured out where the arrows came from. A shield. I think I get blocked. That bandit had been the most troublesome from Sang Hyun's perspective. He held the shield just high enough to cover his head, and did not show many opening. However, Sang Hyun ally pulled through. Rana. Clash. A mercenary playing dead got up and swung his axe at the shield bandit. The bandit blocked, but that provided enough room for Sang Hyun. Sang Hyun even had time to make a comment. There ran an opening on his side. Swoosh. The arrow pierced the bandit's head like every shot before. Ugh. Thump. The other bandits panicked after their leader fell. Boss, caught him it. Shit. Fuck, where are you? They weren't the only ones in shock. What the fucka the hell? He killed the leader? Huh? Are you not supposed to kill the leader? Sang Hyun scratched his head in confusion. Am I not supposed to kill the leader? Chatterbox Ruby Sword answered his question. It did not that. It did just... The boss usually doesn't die that easily. But you said headshots are instant kill. Yeah, but he does usually get headshotted. But he just did... No, he usually not supposed to, Sang Hyun didn't understand because the shield was the only difference between the boss and the other bandits. The boss not only has a shield but an insane reaction speed too. He usually dodges everything, unless it then a maximum power shot. He was supposed to come out in the next cut scene too. Holy shit there. No cut scene. One going on, LRL? Is it a bug? The other viewers explained and chimed in, maximum power. Full draw. No, I mean it. Not that difficult if you're talking about pulling the string all the way. But then it becomes much more difficult to land the arrow. Saying, hi, Alnan expression froze. It's supposed to be like that. He always pulled to the max, or in archery terms, shot in a full draw. Judging from your face, you shot with maximum power the entire time. Is that possible? All his shots were headshots. Sang Hyun wanted to know more, but could Tech just keep asking? The game needed to progress since the viewers came for entertainment, not to teach him. Let me continue with the game for now. Sang Hyun resumed playing. Drawing the string, swoosh again. A rampage of arrows began thud. He stuck to one shot per kill as he proclaimed earlier. But one shot as long you hit their head, I guess it did easy since it's the Toria. Swoosh, swoosh! He landed all 5 arrows into the enemy's foreheads. The last arrow pierced a bandit head that Roman had been fighting. Roman turned around with a shocked expression. Were you the one who shot that arrow? The game proceeded to the next cutscene. Asterisk, 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 die, you bandits. The remaining mercenaries finished off the bandits thanks to Sang Hyun. They also had better equipment and skills compared to the bandits. Die, bastards. Slash. Their axes and spears plowed through the bandits and the mercenaries finally won. Huff. Puff. Hey, new guy. One of the senior mercenaries covered in blood approached Sang Hyun, but his eyes looked more alive than ever. Commander Roman. His role was to crush the souls of new players and warn them that this would be a friendly game. Hey, don't be mean to the new guy. It'd been a while since we had a noni. I wonder what this guy is going to say. Lul thump. Roman placed his hand on Sang Hyun's shoulder. You, who are you? I've never seen someone shoot like you. Sang didn't think much of it because he often heard that as a pro. Rather, the chat grew excited for him. What is that dialogue? Wow! He told me it'd be hard to survive with such skills and that he could finish me off if I wanted to die. Roman, that bastard is complimenting someone. Isn't this a bug? Roman? This guy, you knew how to talk nicely all this time? Roman had a notorious attitude, but he looked at Sang Hyun with a warm gaze like Sang Hyun teacher 10 years ago. What are your name? I'll make sure to remember it and tell the captain about you. Blick, choose your name. Sang Hyun thought about it and realized he hadn't even decided on a streamer name yet. He went with his favorite snack without much almond. Roman made an awkward expression and called Sang Hyun by that name. Oh, almond, I would make sure to remember it. Roman wasn't the only one who remembered his name. People began talking about a player named Almond that evening at a certain community forum. They still sold older games like Kingdom Age by the disc. These older games tended to grow a loyal player base over time. But Kingdom Age had an unusually strong fan base, most likely, because its realism and difficulty always felt refreshing, even after multiple playthroughs. Of course, the game discouraged many players in the beginning. Actually, the majority gave up since this game targeted hardcore gamers as its audience. It didn't have a large player base, but the players left remained extremely loyal. Likewise, not many users existed on the Kingdom Age forums. However, the number of posts and traffic rivaled other popular games. These forum users passionately studied the game, found tips and tricks to improve, and always shared relevant information. As a result, the forum posts became quite repetitive, and everyone knew each other. Hence, a new post like this quickly gained traction. Watched a weird stream today. Roman complimented a beginner. A beginner with a compliment from Roman. These magical words together guaranteed attention on the forum. Any Kingdom Age player would click on such a title. Watch this clip. I'm serious. His capsule profile is in the description. Roman complimented him. And left also the cutscene where the boss is supposed to run away didn't appear because he died with. Olel, the forum post could be summed up quite simply. Sang Hyun killed the boss, forced the game to skip a cutscene, and the notorious Roman complimented him. The post came attached with a video clip as well. The user recorded the stream and even included Sang Hyun in capsule profile in the description. It wasn't just clickbait and had evidence to back it up. Wow, I thought for sure this post was just fishing for attention. The fuck? I thought it was a fake clip or something. How is this possible? What the? The majority either reacted with disbelief or refused to believe it entirely. The account was made yesterday. Pander, is this staged? Tarmpert. Of course it is. Is this your first time? Seeing someone fishing for attention. A new user. Permder. The user above clearly did time watch the clip. He's a noted an expert doing the bow challenge. It has to be a smurf. Permder, yeah, sure. Smurfing on a capsule, good one. Permder, yeah, of course it were. A smurf, you just need to get an entirely new body. It were not that hard, LRL. LRL, yeah, you're right. Many users didn't believe it because they invested their fair share of hours into the game and took pride in their calbing. However, the video didn't lie. Fake accounts could be made in the age of capsule gaming, which require fingerprints, retina scans, body scans, and various biological assessments to verify players. The public could also view when the streamer created their profile. Almond, I googled him and nothing came up. What the heck? For real, where does he stream? Doesn't everyone stream on Treevee these days? Treevee? You moron? Who on Treevee? Judging from the clip, why is there no information on him? Hey, I'm the oaf. He was just a complete beginner when I watched him. Even the stream title was auto-generated. It was like some code or something lol. I left the link to his stream. Take a Lubinix ringtard. Wow, he didn't even have a stream title. Parental pate, it seems like he doesn't know what he doing. A row? Hyan paused while reading the forum. Oh crap, he just discovered that he streamed without a streamer name. Thank goodness they added a link too. Thankfully, the post included the link to his stream. That would do for now. He read more of their reactions after calming himself. But that means you're like hella new to the game. How the fuck it did he do it? Killing the boss, even Jeonjapa could do it on his bow challenge, no. Oh yeah, I remember Jeonjapa saying you have to use the bow to kill the boss because he can parry every other attack. Or apparently you have to shoot with perfect timing too. Tarmand, how can someone who made their account yesterday do something even Jeonjapa could? Jeonjapa? That guy used to do the bow challenge. But now he quit. This game isn't worthy enough for Jeonjapa to play. He are too famous now. They kept comparing somebody named Jeonjapa to Sanghyun. Sanghyun didn't know any streamer by that name because he only watched Bubblegum. I think I've seen the name before though. He vaguely remembered seeing it when he searched for top player streams. Jeonjapa must have been one of those programmers saying. Hyan recalled one particular comment. Hoik, faker, dopa. Next is Jeonjapa. 20 years ago, faker and dopa dominated their generation. Everyone knew them. Even Sanghyun, who had no interest in games. He even learned about them in school, where their achievements were described as a textbook battle of the century. Faker and Dopa, the legends of battle. Many users compared Jeonjapa to the greatest players of all time. Wow! And now, they compared Jeonjapa to him. Granted, lots of people held strong opinions about it. Don't use Jeonjapa name in vain. You think you can just throw Jeonjapa name around like that? Sigh. Not even worth replying. But it's true. No, Jeonjapa could do that. Don't, you know. Jeonjapa isn't interested in older games. Bar none matter whether he likes it or not. He could do it, and that defect. Tamblener, no one like you, and that to defect. Ah, the Jeonja fans are swarming again. It ain't like Beetlejuice. He balked. If you say his name, Sanghyun closed the forum. Whoa, they already compared him to the best in the industry. He honestly felt overwhelmed. But Sanghyun had been an athlete all his life. He enjoyed the pressure. Hell yeah. Sanghyun innocently smiled like a child. Ring? Ring. His phone suddenly rang Kim. Ju Hyok. He came from Ju Hyok. Sanghyun didn't have a chance to thank Ju Hyok yet and eagerly answered the call. Hello. Hey, how did the stream go? Yeah, it went well, thanks to you. Really? That's a relief. The owner was a bit worried too. It by all good. I think everything is working properly. Are you getting any viewers? I think there were around 20 viewers by the end of the stream. 20 on your first day? Ju? Hyok spoke so loud that it surprised Sanghyun. Yeah, I picked a good game. Damn, you're cut out for this. Why do you ever work here? Easy, entry to a big corporate job. Who wouldn't? Fucker. Anyways, I buy you a drink sometime. I have to stream now. Huh? It eat lunch right now. Don't you normally stream in the evenings? There at no lunch or dinner time. This is my job now. You used to never lift a finger at work, even during lunch and dinner. Alright then, beep Ju Hyuk. Hung up while shaking his head. Ha hey ha. His tone sounded mocking, but he wore a smile. Thank goodness you trying. Sayok scolded him, but he always knew. Sang Hien was diligent. It felt good to see. Sang Hien showing that off while streaming too. Ju Hyuk scratched his head while smiling. I had something to tell him. Damn it, I forgot. He called because the Capsule Cafe boss wanted to tell Sang Hien something. What was it? Ju Hyuk tried to remember, but it kept eluding him. Something to do with getting the best physical connection or something. Ju Hyuk didn't know much about capsule gaming, so the vocabulary confused him. Associate him, the manager shouted and interrupted his thoughts. Yes, look at this. How can you eat right now? Look at what your assistant did. This motherfucker. Crunch, crunch. Sang Hien turned on the capsule while snacking on the almonds he been saving for emergencies. He wanted to eat a proper meal, but didn't have time. His heart raced from the community to recent reactions, and he felt full of energy. He didn't need to eat because all their attention fueled him. Gulp, till he needed to quench his thirst by drinking some milk. The milk and almond combination expanded in his stomach and filled him. They contained all the proteins, carbs, and fat for a surprisingly healthy diet. He often ate this substitute meal when he had no money. Shall we start? Sang Hyun wiped the milk off his face and entered the capsule. Stream is starting. He began streaming like yesterday, but a bizarre number appeared. Keywords. 189 Wuk Sang Hyun and jaws dropped. Oh hey, Almondra here. What the? Wasn't he supposed to stream in the evening? Lucky us. Oh wow, he started streaming right when I turned on notifications. Now we can see and judge for ourselves. Hi Almond. Hi. The number of viewers and chat messages obviously increased. This much. He could have imagined how that small forum would impact his stream. 189 viewers are watching me. Cyan gulped. He didn't get nervous easily, but couldn't help it in this unfamiliar situation. Phew, he subconsciously sighed as part of his usual routine to calm down before grabbing a bow. He closed his eyes and let out a small breath to momentarily distance himself from the world. He told himself this wasn't the world he lived in. This was a third-person video game. His name was Yusong Chien, and he was currently playing as an avatar. He slowly opened his dry lids. Alright, I've continued where I left off yesterday. Sang Hyun purposely did mention the number of viewers. Rookie streamers always made this mistake. Instead of going straight to bed yesterday, Sang Hyun studied popular streams and how they maintained their views or minimized issues. He compiled a list of what the top streamers avoided and placed it beside his screen for reference. Mentioning the number of viewers had been one of those things to avoid. It broke the viewer's attention when they came to watch. They would compare him to other generic streamers if he did generic things like that. He had to avoid that at all costs and immerse the viewers in his chaos. He had to avoid being labeled as a generic streamer. Sang Hyun wanted them to think of him as a friend. It should be like a friend streaming for other friends to watch. People always watched others play, dating back to the ancient times of Chosun, when commoners stopped to watch street games. Then it became arcade battles in the 1990s. Local competitions in PC cafes during the mid-2000s, and now watching online streams. Fighters should be warmly embraced rather than having them on edge. He thought of the best thing to say and welcomed them. Ruby Sword, Eggplant, Mr. Dummy, and many more. Thank you for coming back to my stream. It is nice to see you again, he shouted out the viewers, who returned. Hello! You remembered. Rejoice! Day ones unite. There are already OGs on the second day of the stream. Maybe Almond is a streamer genius. Their reaction seemed great. The other viewers poked fun but secretly envied the day one viewers who busily greeted Sang Hyun. They loved to chat and should feel much closer after he acknowledged them. I progressed a bit after ending the stream yesterday. Roman introduced me to the mercenary CEO, and he assigned us a new mission. The second most important thing. Big streamers usually skip the boring POCOG and simply summarized what happened. Oh! Mercenary CUOLRL. Call it labor company mercenary Hushio. It makes sense. Haha. Using a mix of modern vocabulary helped viewers understand the game more. He didn't have to use medieval language in a medieval game. This mission isn't anything special. I thought my job as a mercenary was to just die in battle. If anything, I feel more like a bodyguard. Sang Hyun and Roman had been assigned a similar mission to the tutorial where they had to escort a supply carriage. Now, they had to escort a person. What do you expect from a lowly mercenary Lumao? it because this game is too realistic. Most of the mercenaries aren't special, so the missions are usually kind of boring. They basically a bodyguard service Lul, unlike the tutorial. Sang. Ian rode a horse this time. Clippity-clop. He found it difficult to balance on the horse, despite the saddle, and could get used to the strange sensation. Roman rode in front of him and looked back. Is this your first time riding, Almond? Almond instinctively shook his head. No, sir, it Regis. I don't have much experience. Ah, I see. Well, you'd get used to it quickly. This won't be your last time. The viewer seemed confused as Almond spoke to Roman. Hey, wait, what is this mission? Even his mission is different. That's weird, isn't this the mission with the horse-riding bandits? Already? Horse-riding bandits? Song. Hyan wanted to ask, but yo-ho! Strange noises came from the mountains. Clap, 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 clap. Horse hooves echoed, followed by daunting screams. The viewers rejoiced as if they belonged with the bandits. Yo! Yo! Oh shit, is it Burka? Lul, his first mission is the horse-riding bandits. Let Wen go. These viewers came to watch and enjoy the Kimuk, but others in doubt reacted differently. Finally, is he going to shoot some arrows? We'd see. Now would know if the clip was fake or not. Some expressed excitement at seeing him in action. Let's see if he a fluke. It ha all epic second luck. Lamau. Let to see him try to use a bow on a horse, and some hoped for him to fail. Of course, Sang Hyun remained unfazed. Sports always had competition, and jealousy would arise. Prodigies like Sang Hyun grew accustomed to this, and he knew how to shut them up. I just need to show them the results. Sang Hyun quickly assessed the situation and counted his foes. Only this time, the enemies moved around too quickly. Damn them to 5. He could accurately count in his head. I think it's in around 50. He estimated their numbers and checked his arrows. One like the tutorial, the number of arrows flashed on a section of the screen. Arrows x40. He didn't have enough to kill all of them, but that didn't matter. He also had allies to help him and didn't need to do it alone this time. It'd be the horse-riding bandits. The other mercenaries around him sprung into action. The spearmen positioned themselves toward the bandits and readied their spears. Hiya! Yo-ho! The bandits formed an arrow formation and broke through a particular spot. Clo, plopes, clo. The horses' rumbling shook the ground. Their eyes had turned bloodshot and fearless. Coo, ha-how. A terrifying bandit led the strike and slashed left and right with his massive blade, Assault Leader Burka. The chat had mentioned this character. His battle level reflected his role as a fierce villain in the game. Slash! A mercenary with decapitated head flew up and filled the air with blood. The defenses have been breached. Damn it, their defenses already broke. Sanghyun felt slightly annoyed because they expected an invasion this time. Hello, do these mercenaries only know how to lose? Sanghyun complained as he readied his bow and shot without even thinking. Swoosh! The arrow struck the forehead of the bandit leading the battalion. One shot, one kill. Nay. The horse lost its balance after its rider fell. The bandits behind also collapsed. Like dominoes from the confusion. Thump! Thump! The tides turned in the mercenaries' favor. After a third of the bandits instantly fell. Their willpower already broke and some discouraged bandits blankly stared at where their leader fell. Boss. Died? Already? The bandits said exactly what the viewers thought. Huh. Burka gone dead? Is this for real? Is that really Burka? You can barely even see him from this distance. Didn't he just get lucky? Stop saying it. And Luckleo. The enemy Sang Hyun killed without much thought turned out to be Burka. Why are they acting like that? Sang Hyun simply aimed at the closest target, but they seem to be overreacting. I'd be confused too. Lo. Kills the boss and asks, what's wrong? Holy shit. Burka led the horse-riding bandits and should be been the most difficult obstacle on this mission, however. He fell before even lifting a finger. I guess the clip was real. The developers are probably baffled right now. They added all these sword-fighting mechanics, but one shot, one kill. Then one shot, one kill. Rinse and repeat. Technically, you can kill him at this distance with maximum power if you aim for the head. Well, yeah, in theory. Currently, 230 viewers watched his stream. That didn't seem like a crazy lot, but it felt like 5,000 people were in the chat because of the excitement from another difficult boss getting killed in one shot. Everyone is exciting. Cyan smirked but didn't get ahead of himself. The battle hadn't ended yet, and he readied his bow again. He could celebrate all he wanted after they won. Let to get revenge for our boss. You're all going to die. The bandits, fueled by revenge, attacked more viciously than before. Next, that guy sang high and solely focused on the tip of his arrows. He only thought about who to kill next. His eyes chased the backs of his fleeing targets. Wow, even I'm holding my breath just watching him. He's so cool. His form isn't like the others. Even the viewers felt nervous watching Sang Hien, and his target so fiercely Sang Hien. Focused shots continued to shock the viewers. Swoosh, swoosh! Bandits collapsed one by one wherever Sang Hien looked. An arrow pierced either their neck or head. Countless bandits already died as if their heads had been decorated with arrows beforehand. Coup. The bandits lost all confidence as their members and leaders quickly fell. It a monster. Ah. They finally panicked and fled while screaming. It no longer looked like a battle but a hunt. The enemies are running away. Chroming screamed and lifted his bloody sword. Kill them all. Whip. The mercenary flags fluttered in the air, chased the horse-riding bandits and eliminated all of them. A new mission popped up that diverged from the normal progression. Elimination mission. What the? I didn't even know this existed. He's straight up playing a different game from us. Let me applaud the developers for making all these different missions. In the first place, the viewers praised Almond for his unique progression, which continued into the fours. Almond is the real deal. On an almond, or peanuts, or whatever. He fucking insane. Nanny streaming right now, come and see. Dhonumburka got one-shotted lul. Bornumburka died before he could even say anything, LOL. His dialogue was pretty good too. 9 in breaking news. Almond found another secret route. Meanwhile, another famous streamer lurked on the forums. Almond, what is this? The Kingdom Age forum, CAF, boasted considerable traffic with users who all knew each other. Frabjity on the forum equaled that of popular games, despite them having fewer users. Most forum posts consisted of random things regarding the game rather than tips and tricks because of the game's age. However, these random posts also kept CAF quite interesting. A big-time streamer named Acorn Jelly often browsed the CAF for interesting posts. He looked for his name as he scrolled, but everyone constantly mentioned another user today. Almond. The word almond could be found everywhere. Almond is the real DN almond, or peanuts, or whatever. I'm fucking insane. Gain streaming right. Now come and see. Acorn Jelly couldn't believe another streamer would be stupid enough to stream Kingdom Age. He liked the game, but moved on to different ones because of its low popularity. Acorn Jelly clicked on one of the posts with mixed excitement and empathy. The videoer thumbnail showed Almond carrying a bow. A bow? Is he doing a bow challenge? He felt baffled before even watching it say another crazy one. A small smile formed on his face as he said this. Finding someone similar to him made him excited. He clicked on the video, and the smile on his face immediately disappeared. The first scene hit him like a truck. What? The player named Almond instantly killed the elite boss Burka with an arrow through the head as the horse-riding bandit mission began. What? What is this? It happened so fast that Acorn Jelly had to rewatch it. Swoosh. Burka could react to the arrow flying toward him. Sud. The elite boss died just like that. This is impossible. Of course, everyone knew a headshot meant instant death, however. Specific criteria had to be met for that to occur. Almond had just done it too easily and instantly killed the elite boss Burka. He didn't do it with just a simple headshot though. Could it be? A perfect shot. Perfect shot. A mechanic one level above a normal headshot. In Kingdom Age, hitting a vital point led to instant death, however. Elite mobs or bosses usually didn't die from this. Their vital spot had to be hit with a perfect shot to instantly kill them. Not many knew about this hidden mechanic, and users barely mentioned it even in a community full of experienced players. Acorn Jelly never mentioned it, either because the mechanic had never been achieved. Simply put, it would be insanely difficult. It had to be the first arrow shot, and with a full charge, to achieve a perfect shot. It also had to be shot quickly within a 1.5 second threshold. The most difficult part had to be the target placement. Not only did it have to hit a vital point, which already made for a small target, but it had to hit the dead center. These criteria made it impossible to fulfill, however, the arrows in the video proved it as they pierced the center of the bandits' foreheads. Thud. Again. Another perfect shot. Every shot. Could this be possible? Such a person actually exists? Hacks? He wondered if Almond hacked the game, but that would be stupid. What idiot would go through the trouble for a small game like this, especially an offline game, where you didn't even compete against other players? How then, if it not hacking? Is he an Olympic gold medalist or something? That man crazy. Acorn Jelly had unknowingly almost guessed the answer. Who could this be? Now he grew curious about this almond player. How much experience did this person have with the game? How much had he practiced? What strategies did he use? Acorn Jelly quickly searched for almond on the forums. Number way. The results mortified him. He clicked on multiple posts, but they all repeated the same thing. The viewers who watched Almond live witnessed it as well. It bit his first time playing? Acorn Jelly eyes filled with horror, jealousy, envy. One only felt that when someone with presumably worse skills did better. Right now he felt awe in front of a genius like Noah. Holy fuck. I need to watch him too. Acorn Jelly had to stream soon, but witnessing Burka getting one-shotted erased all his thoughts. He became infatuated and continued searching for Almond on Trevi from inside his capsule. He watched another horse-riding bandit scene, but the situation had slightly changed. Wasn't going on. Almond wasn't fighting the bandits anymore, no. He was hunting them. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Chase them. Kill them all. Roman shouted as the army of mercenaries charged. Riama. Kill them. Almond charged with his horse as well. The wind shook him off balance, but he calmly aimed his bow. Almond, you planning to shoot even while riding a horse? Roman scolded him. While approaching from the side, Roman had recognized Almonder's skills, but shooting on a horse seemed a bit much. A spear or a sword had the advantage because one could use the horse's momentum to inflict more damage. It'd been much better to strike with a spear or mace while riding. However, Almond had no intention of using a different weapon. I'm all right, sir. He insisted on using a bow as if obsessed. The bow is what makes it fun. 10 years of not being able to shoot still lingered with him. Ramen usually didn't take no for an answer, especially from his underlings. Almond became the first exception. All right, if it try you, you can probably do it. He actually accepted Almond's decision. Is that really Roman? Maybe only his name is Roman. Damn, I can. Believe him. It feels like the girl who spat on me and turned down my confession. Then she turned around and buttered up to the popular boy. What a comparison. L.O. Roman suddenly became a flirtatious girl to the viewers. He firmly trusted Almond and charged forward. But shooting while riding a horse is going to be difficult. Yeah, and not really worth it either. That and Troop sang high and agreed. It seemed obvious, but he never rode a horse before. Even he wondered if he could accurately shoot while shaking up and down. Sangyeon didn't worry though. I shot my first moving target in the game as well. I should be able to grasp it right away. Video games, like sports, had been designed for everything to be possible. He reassured himself and knocked an arrow onto his bow. Sankyeon aimed at a fleeing bandit as he pulled the bowstring. His release looked flawless even on a moving horse, and his hands remained perfectly still as he let go. How often had he wished for his right hand to be like this in the past 10 years? Swoosh! The arrow flew and pierced its target. Thud! Erg! The bandit fell off his horse after the arrow skewered his neck. Knee! The bandits that followed naturally trampled him to death. I aimed for his head, but it hit his neck. He had to find the rhythm to match the targets moving up and down. Boa! That and crazy. Crazy. Sheet. Horseback archery. Take a look, you Westerners. This is Korean archery. The viewers cheered when the arrow struck its target because it resulted in death, whether it struck the neck or head. This is Ina. However, that did not satisfy Sanghyun. He wanted to perfectly hit the target. The common saying that geniuses had higher standards aptly described Sanghyun. He had been born a predator and enjoyed pushing himself to the edge. Sanghyun would never compromise on anything when it came to his passion and expertise. He commanded his horse to charge faster. Hiya! The horse aggressively thundered in. Up and down, up and down. I have to read the rhythm. Sanghyun matched the horse's rhythm by shifting up and down. Then he held his breath and looked at his target like a predator now. He fully drew his bow in an instant. The arrow followed an almost straight path and pierced the head of the bandit who led the escape. Whoa! It an even better shot than before. Nay! The horse-riding bandits began to collapse after the leading horse fell and broke their formation. Swoosh! Swoosh! Saying, Hyun kept chasing and shooting. His arrows landed on the same spot every time at the center of their foreheads. Bandit corpses fell from their horses one by one. Kill them! Swoosh! Swoosh! The army of mercenaries caught up to the bandits and slashed them down with their spears and swords. The hunt turned into a massacre. You're an archer descended from the heavens. Grooming told Sang Hyun, and the other mercenaries chimed in. Wow! This is my first time seeing archery like this. It timed like Robin Hood reincarnated. I can't believe my eyes. Normally, these mean mercenaries would be insulting newcomers. Wow. I'm depressed now. The power of Romanan crush on almond. Whoa, senpaius. I did know you had this side to you. The senior mercenaries applauded Sang like children at a magic show. This is insane. I'm not even killing. A man of this caliber descended into Kingdom Age crazy. The chat reacted no differently, but one message that popped up surprised Sang. Beep. Acorn Jelly has donated 100,000 won. All perfect shots. Is this for real? Xian received a whopping 100,000 won for his first donation ever. What are you doing here? Is it really him? Is it actually Acorn Jelly? Holy shit. Turn your stream on, Jelly Boy. Harzri Bandit. Conquest complete. A cutscene appeared as the remaining bandits died. The royals who hired the mercenaries as escorts praised Almond and promised to remember his name. A young blonde lady stared at Almond from one of the royal carriages. She must be been the game's heroine, but something else caught Sang Hyun in the tin. Acorn Jelly has donated 100,000 won. Now perfect shots. Is this for real? The chat reacted strangely to the donation from earlier as if someone famous had appeared. Acorn Jelly. Is that someone famous? Sang Hyun stared at the chat window after his last shot. His stream did well for a beginner, but a famous person coming to watch a stream with 200 viewers seemed unusual. The donation had been small either, 100,000 won. Donations began at 1000 won, so that was quite the amount. No ordinary viewer would donate so much. Hey, no reaction? Haha, 100,000 won is a bit much, he'd be shocked. To what reaction? He not even a girl streamer. Just shoot some arrows for us. Shooting arrows for a reaction show. Shooting arrows made fun of Sang Hyun, who froze from shock. Ah, right, a reactings. Sang Hyun finally realized that he had to show some kind of reaction. I haven't thought about it yet. He never imagined he could get a donation so soon, so he had planned any reactions. Hoon react him. He thought of something he used to do as a pro. Yeah, that kind of funk. This entertaining gimmick also showcased his skills. I've start my reaction here. I've do something cool. Sang Hyun knocked an arrow and aimed at the sky. Then he slightly adjusted the angle and fired. Swoosh. The arrow disappeared into the sky. Is he actually shooting to thank the donation? Elmao. This guy, what is this? At least explain what it is before shooting. Bull. Is this really a reaction to the donation? Sang Hyun spread his arms out and shouted, Tada! Arrow disappearing, Magi thud. The arrow pierced Sang Hyun's forehead in the middle of his sentence. Dead Almond died and the screen turned black. The chat erupted in laughter. What LRL suicide show? Holy shit! XD. A man who dies for 100,000 won. 100,000 won for a shot in the forehead. LRL. The fuck just happened? Oh. They seemed to like it. Cyan intended everything up until then. Seep. Something went wrong with the capsule. The game and the stream suddenly shut off. A problem must have occurred because of the capsule. You'd old age. Oh, did I get disconnected? Sang Hyun panicked after disconnecting because of the 100,000 won reaction. What is going on? He got out of the capsule with a red face and hair full of sweat. The temperature inside reached 33.2 degrees Celsius and felt like a sauna because of the older model poor cooling system. Sigh. I guess there's nothing much to do for now. Still, he bought the capsule for a great price and could complain. But what about the stream? Sang Hyun only worried about that. He quickly turned on his computer and checked it. Thankfully, the chat remained active. He actually left LMAO. Damn, his reactions are on another level. This is what you call modern art? What the? To sum it up, a lot of borough all else and peeled the chat. It became quite chaotic. Sang Hyun began typing in the chat. I disconnected from the game. First he explained why he disconnected. Hey, he actually disconnected. That ad freaking hilarious. You're born to stream. Why do you disconnect rail? He didn't know for sure why he disconnected either, but he made a guess. Oh well, I think it then because my capsule is an older model. The viewers laughed even harder after hearing that. They realized Sanghayan had faked it for content, but that a real situation had occurred. Wait, I think he really did mean to disconnect. A moment to remember. For real, Sanghayan lightly smiled despite the unexpected incident. Maybe it a good thing. He felt a bit better after thinking about it. These types of accidents could be good for a content creator. Streamers and content creators thrived for these moments, so they could use them as more material for the day. Sanghayan basically made free content out of himself. No way, lol. Is Almond the content god? Is Almond just a dumb boss? Out after striking his own head. Cannot believe he shot his own head. LOL. The chat reacted well to his stunt. If it should like this, then I don't need to explain myself. Saihan quickly erased his explanation. No, you see what I did this was something I used to do back in the day. You have to measure the arch to the dot. To hit your forehead normally, you'd take the arrow tip out. But since this is a game, tap, tap, tap. He tapped away at the delete key. I'd end my stream here for today. He left the stream after bidding them fair tourism ended. The viewers became lost in shambles after Almond suddenly ended his stream. What the? This guy actually left. Roof. Wait, is that really it? What he targeted with his bow was actually his stream. Well, MAO. He aimed for his stream with his bow, haha. 100,001 reaction. End stream. Hitting his forehead was the highlight. Even then he was accurate. Low landing on a high note left the viewers hanging. Sanghayan didn't intend for that, but that what the situation resulted in. They wanted to keep watching Almonder's performance, and felt disappointed when the stream suddenly ended. When does he stream again? I didn't even get to watch him shoot. I came late because I found the link after seeing Burka get killed. As soon as I came, he killed himself and the stream ended. Elmao. Of that, hilarious. When is next stream? Does this guy have a schedule? Their disappointment at not being able to watch Sanghayan turned into anticipation for the next time. I don't think so. He streamed in the evening yesterday, but lunch today. He does whatever he wants. Hit it all up to him. Almond, what a guy. I'm turning alerts on and waiting for you, Almond. The viewers left one by one after cooling themselves off in the chat from Almonder's exciting stream. Some of them rushed to the forums to spread what happened today. They even posted clips of his reaction. People rarely clip streams with only 200 viewers. But that just proved Almonder's performance today. The clips showed him shooting Burka, skewering bandits while riding his horse, and his reaction at the end that ended the stream. These three events made up the main clips. The last clip became the hottie, you could say. His aim was out of this world. The title above went along with saying and an act of disconnecting from the game. Damn, his aim really sent him out of this world. This guy is driving me crazy. The title El Mayo. He's skilled and he acting like a clown. Almond, perhaps he a genius or an idiot. Insane aim skills and insanity itself. How rare. Comments in the forum had great reactions as well. It seemed his act paid off. Of course, the comments also had haters. They said the same thing under every post about him. Why does this small guy keep getting mentioned? I thought no promotions were allowed. Is there a cult for him or something? Seems like they have a fucking fan group for him already. To know. But this guy is actually pretty good. Farnder, Saint Fu. It's in the early stages of the game. Why are they so hard for a stream with only 200 viewers? Chartable for real LRL, only 2 Heim. Ahem. Song, Hien, browsed the forums with a faint smile and got himself together after reading that. Such remarks didn't faze him. He expected jealousy and spite as an up-and-coming streamer. He had already grown used to such things, having lived as a genius. Let them fuck around. Those small comments didn't sway him. He scrolled through all the negative comments unbothered. It liked the return of the Acorn Squad, the way people are obsessing over him. Oh, disgusting. Acorn Squad. Ill little squirrels. Acorn Jelly is actually good, though. Comparing the small timer with Acorn Jelly, they really are obsessed with him. A familiar name kept popping up. Acorn Jelly. That guy donated 100,001 to him today. No wonder he seemed famous. Acorn Jelly turned out to be the #1 streamer for this game. I wonder if he any good? Sang? Hien grew curious about this Acorn Jelly and clicked play on one of his videos. Wow. Acorn Jelly mainly used a sword unlike Sanghayan, but his skills were no joke. Even Sanghayan, who never used a sword in his life, could tell Acorn Jelly possessed tremendous talent. It seemed like he already did multiple playthroughs, and only played here and there. One of the videos featured the bow challenge. I don't know about this one. He didn't do as well in the bow challenge from Song. High in perspective, Acorn Jelly must have thought the same because he gave up after only 3 attempts. But here good at everything else. Cyan watched his other videos after the bow challenge when, beep, he suddenly received a long message in his Trevi inbox. The title read, "Hello Almond, I'm a streamer that goes by the name Acorn Jelly. Acorn Jelly at streams attracted an average amount of viewers, but his revenue probably placed him in the top percentage. His ratio of viewers and profits drastically varied because he only played niche video games with loyal fan bases. He plays a lot of different games too," Cyan mumbled to himself while scrolling through Acorn Jelly description. He streams a variety of games like Bubblegum. Sang Hyan also aspired to become a multi-game streamer. It made sense from a business standpoint. The trends would sway him, and it allowed him to play a variety of games. Of course, only some streamers had the luxury of being one. They either had to excel at all games or be great streamers. I know what my advantage is. Sang Hyun didn't know if he had a streamer capabilities, but he knew his focus and desire to compete could be matched. What should I respond with? He reread the message after organizing his thoughts. Hi Almond. I'm a streamer that goes by the name Acorn Jelly. I've been playing Kingdom Age as well these days. I'm pretty good at video games, but I fell in love as soon as I saw your plays. Don't worry, though, because I like women. Anyways, I'm reaching out to see if you'd like to collaborate on some content. You could teach me some techniques, or I could assess your key of eggs. I would like to discuss further details in person, or we could virtually chat. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Acorn Jelly encouraged him to reach out, but he couldn't help it. I'm not good at these things. Cyan hesitated. Collaboration streams might be a double-edged sword if others saw him as leeching off big streamers. One mistake is all it takes. Sang Hyun had zero social skills despite his corporate work experience. He could hardly make any friends no matter how much he socialized. Fortunately, no one threw any stones at him, however. He did manage to befriend someone great. Bats, a familiar name, popped up on his phone. Kim Ju, Hyok. Sang Hyun didn't know why he called, but answered anyways. Hey, what up? I searched up your stream, you're Almond. Right. Yeah. Damn bro, people seem to like you. Yeah, I agree. Do you normally get this big in 2 days? Why does it seem like I've more excited? Being calm is a necessity for archery, and I've been a genius since a young age, so I'm used to this. Muffled curse could be heard through the phone. Hey, you know what happened today. What happened? I got in a huge fight with the director. Sang Hyan became speechless, of all people. He could believe Ju Hyuk fought with the director. Ju Hyuk said that he only got so far because of his ability to hold things in. He didn't seem like the type to clash with others. Seems like it would a small fight from your voice. Sounds like you made up your mind about something. Sang Hyan had a bad feeling from Ju Hyuk's tone. Actually, it might be a good feeling. Yeah, it was chaos, man. I should have thrown an ashtray or something at him when I stormed out. Did you quit? Fuck. Yeah, AKH. The phone erupted so loud that Sang Hyun almost dropped it. What in your plan now? The plan? I have to find a new job. Ah, right. Sang Hyan relaxed a little when he realized they lived completely different lives. Ju Hyuk could work at any company he wanted with his experience in education. He probably already had another offer waiting for him. His work performance reflected his elite status, so he should have no problems finding a new job. Knowing this, Sang Hyun hesitated about what to say. Should I ask him or not? Even he thought it sounded wild. Become my manager. It sounded insane the more he thought about it. Sang Hyun would be asking him to join a company with only 100,000 won in earnings, however. What Ju Hyuk said next eased his doubts. Hey, I'm thinking about taking a break. Let me know if there's anything I can help with. It went better than nothing. What? Donnie, you need a manager or something. What did he just say? Sang Hyun could believe what he heard. It could be nice to have one, but, I'm still a nobody, right? Of course I know you're a nobody. But, remember when you came out of the capsule crying? Stop. Don't bring that up. No, it's not that. It made me think after seeing you like that. You really must have loved archery. I've never done anything I love. You think you love being a manager? I don't know, but it's probably more exciting than climbing the corporate ladder. You know how boring this industry is. You're right. Someone like me can rest for a year with no problems. I work you like an evil entertainment show if this works out, so don't worry. Sigh on and hands began trembling. Is this really happening? Ju Hyuk seemed to be throwing him a bone here. A year off meant a lot, even if Ju Hyuk could easily find another job. Worst case, he could have spent that time looking for a girlfriend. However, he chose to invest in Sung Hyun. Ju Hyuk could easily fetch a 50 million won salary with his abilities. Froze. Sung Hyun felt bad and could accept it right away. Ju Hyuk sensed that and joked with him. I try and make you big? What do you think? Pa Sung Hyun could help but laugh. This would sound like crazy talk to anyone else. Ju Hyuk was an incredible guy, but he had no experience as a manager or even in management. Despite that, the offer still enticed Sang Hyun. The streamer and manager succeeded after leaving their big corporate jobs with nothing to lose. It would make an incredible story. Who going to raise? Who I make you rich? So hand in that resignation now. The phone erupted with laughter. Did you just imitate our manager? Assistant Kim, there been something you must do right away. What is it? Sang-on explained the message he received yesterday. A tier 1 streamer wants to collaborate already? I knew I picked a good streamer. Ju Hyuk seemed excited about the offer. Do you think it'd be alright? Are you kidding me? We have nothing to lose? You think so? I'm not good at socializing though. That trend true. Just do it for free and show them what you've got. It will give you a good image if the collab stream goes well, better than doing nothing. Yeah, Bayan. Sang Hyun found himself nodding to Ju Hyuk. Words Ju Hyuk had a point. They had nothing to lose with this collab. Sang Hyun didn't even need to try and look good. His skills would be enough for the viewers. Hey, I have another good idea. I'll tell you about it in person tomorrow. I'll message you where to meet. I gotta go, okey dokey beep, saying. Hyun finally caught his breath after hanging up. Seems like things are working out perfectly. He acquired a top 0.1% worker as his manager, and also received an offer from a tier 1 streamer. It went, like the saying, about the path to success. The world moves quicker than ever before. Sang Hyun might already be on the train to success, and had nothing else on his mind. The worries from quitting his job have long disappeared already. He only needed almonds and milk to energize him. His eyes always perked open in the morning. The thought of streaming tomorrow and the day after pumped his heart with excitement. Munch, munch. He stuffed his mouth with more almonds and typed away. Hi, Acorn Jelly. This is Almond. Acorn Jelly fixed his hair while checking the time. He came way too early. Appa, is it really okay to meet small timers like this? His manager didn't feel happy about coming 30 minutes early. Hey, I'm seeing him for his potential. No one a superstar in the beginning. Yeah, right, last time you got into shit because of that scandal with a small-time streamer girl. Hey, shush, you're a guy. I'm a guy and you're my manager. Acorn Jelly silenced his manager by speaking louder. Look, my intuition is never wrong. This guy mechanics are already the best in the country. I have to discover and get close to these upcoming streamers so I can benefit too. Sigh, but being good at games isn't enough in this industry. They also need to look decent. If we been doing a collab, I bet you don't even know what he looks like in real life. Acorn Jelly could respond because players usually looked different from their character models. Almond hadn't revealed his face yet. These kinds of losers only play video games and don't even know how to talk. They probably don't even take care of themselves. The manager looked somewhere else in the middle of her sentence. 2 men wearing neat suits walked into the cafe. They looked well-fitted, like professional businessmen from upper society, with their straight postures and trimmed hairtools. Wow, so my type. I wish he could look like them. The 2 smiled as if they heard and faced Acorn Jelly. Why, are they walking this way? The 2 men approached them and reached out. Acorn Jelly, right? Yes. Are you? Hello, I'm Sung Hyun, aka Almond. Hey, I told you there no point. This is important, so listen to your manager. Sigh. Ju Kot Sang Ian. Ready to meet Acorn Jelly 3 hours before their meeting. Yes, 3 hours early. Are we going to an award ceremony or something? Award ceremony? Is that all this is to you? This is a salaryman in combat mode. Hyuk fixed Sang Hyun in hair, while the latter kept complaining. Alright, I get it. Hey, don't pull too hard. Sang Hyun entrusted himself to Ju Hyuk. He still had doubts, but Ju Hyuk had become his manager now. Not just any manager, he almost felt sorry for the high Spep Ji-hook. It probably would be a good idea to keep complaining. Let it just do as he says. Sang Hyun closed his eyes and reassured himself. Splish splash, Ju Hyuk continued to spray his hair. Heel core efforts greatly boosted Sang Hyun in confidence. Sang Hyun didn't notice, but his salaryman combat mode already captivated Acorn Jelly and the manager Nian. They found it rare to see such people in the streamer industry. Nian simply sat there dumbfounded, and even the talkative Acorn Jelly briefly became speechless. Finally, he slowly stood and shook Sang Hyun in hand. Ah, nice to meet you, Sang Hyun. My name is Do-gunk and the person beside you is... Hi, I'm Yusang Hyun and manager Kim Ju. Hyuk. Sayok smiled as he passed along the business card he made earlier. His Nayat smile made him look like a movie star or an elite. What are these credentials? Ju Hyuk's business card proved that he wasn't like an elite, but actually a real one. Ha. What an amazing manager. You're too kind? And the person beside you, who are you? Juhi asked the dumbfounded girl in front of him. I'm just a normal manager. No one special needs to meet you. Nian nervously bowed at a 90-degree angle. Hyuk held in his laughter as he watched her awkward behavior. Sanyan didn't pay any mind to it. Their business discussion proceeded smoothly. They talked about how the stream would go, what questions would be asked, and what to avoid. Then Dugupuk brought up the topic of payment. Now we should talk about the money. Sanghayan didn't want any payment, but Jimok adamantly objected to that. No way I can do that. Even if I did it, Gu resurfaced later on, haha. It may not like the old days anymore. Sanghayan wanted to say streams did even exist in the old days, but Juhyo quickly took over it. That's true. But we feel bad about receiving payments on our end. I think minimum wage will be fine if you insist on paying. Minimum wage would be more than enough since Sanghayan's current salary equaled welfare. Hoon, the pay isn't really by the hour in this industry. How about we just split the donation received on that day? Both Ju Hyuk and Sang Hyun felt surprised. He earns quite a bit. Sang Hyun already researched Acorn Jelly before their meeting and roughly estimated his earnings. He earns roughly 2 million won a day, so I've get around 1 million once. Sang Hyun waited for Ji Hyuk to finish calculating. Calculations were Ju Hyuk were a weakness. Hey, how much is that roughly? It are gonna be at least 1 million won. They nodded while whispering to each other. Their perspective, 1 million won a day would be more than enough for them. We'n thankful as long as you're okay with it. Oh, it ain't no problem at all. I should thank you guys for letting me stream with someone who will be big soon, haha. Acorn Jelly chuckled as their meeting came to an end. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. What a scary guy. Sang Hyun thought to himself when he arrived home and saw Yu Hyuk or Messet. Yu Hyuk, hey, this is the file I recorded. We don't know what might happen, so hold on to a copy. Nanju Hyuk, Acorn Jelly. M4. These types of guys always quickly climb the corporate ladder. Why did he ever leave? Sanghyun? Thanks. Sanghyun wanted to send another message but hesitated. How should we split our earnings? He didn't know how to bring up the topic. As usual, Juuk brought it up first. Ju Hyuk for the payment. Just give me 20% of the profits whenever we earn more than 3 million a month. The conditions heavily favored Sang Hyun because he likely would earn more than 300,000,001 in the first few months. Ju Hyuk just offered to work for free in the meantime, Sanghyun. Hey, is that enough? Ju Hyuk, I have a lot saved up, don't worry. Ju Hyuk didn't lie. He actively invested and could even buy a small house if he sold all his stocks. He also held more interest in the streaming industry than Sang Hyun might have imagined. He decided to invest 1 year of his time because he recognized the market and potential dreaming with Sang Hyun would be a great start. He already planned every A. Ju Hyuk, don't worry, I've got it all planned out, Sang Hyun. Okay. Sang Hyun didn't really care about Ju Hyuk's plans. Rich people sure are built differently. He only thought to that extent. The next day, Sang Hyun turned on his stream and greeted his viewers. Hello, long time no see? He had taken a day off to meet Acorn Jelly. Sangyan could freely stream whenever without much backlash since he wasn't a professional streamer yet. Almonder stream. You can miss this. Key. Jackpot. I got off work just in time. Most of them felt excited about the unexpected stream. Ruby Sword. Eggplant. Marksman. Jelly Telepaying. Hyan shouted out a list of familiar men. Me too. Hi. Aha. It means almond hi. Alha. Day 1 shoutouts. I want to be day 1 too. More viewers requested for their names to be called as he continued. He stopped after around 30 names. Simply mentioning their names made them feel closer to him. The chat rambled on after the shoutouts. Whoa, it almond! I came as soon as I saw the notification. Almond Cincy, alha. Almond kept us hanging for a day. How could you do this to us already? The number of people increased again. What the? I didn't even start playing yet. Weird. He checked the viewer count. Current viewers. 314 over 300 viewers tuned in as soon as he turned on his stream. Isn't this a bit much? It seemed like an unusually high number. Only around 200 viewers watched even when he played game stories. 314 people came as soon as his stream started. Aha! Almond, there are rumors of you streaming with Acorn Jelly. Is this true? Dang. Lucky Acorn Jelly getting to stream with Almond. For real? Whoa. Collaborating with a big-time streamer already. How quickly here grown. Almost as quick as me. Getting rejected by my crush. Sung. Hyan soon found out why. There are already rumor. He did know how, but his meeting with Gmok had already leaked. Collaborating with a small-timer like me. Song. Hyan brushed it off. Acorn Jelly insisted they keep it a secret because he wanted to promote it at a specific time. Never mind a call-up. Watch me kill the boss in one hit. I'm going to fight the horse. Riding bandit boss today, saying Hyan provoked his viewers to hold their interest. He didn't want to waste this opportunity. When shooting the boss, for real, bosses don't die from headshots? You knew? What the? Bosses don't die in one hits? Hyan didn't know that. Isn't Durka a boss? The viewers laughed at his question. LRL so mean Durka El May. It to Burka with a B. Burka is normally Haddock. Poor guy. Burka or Merka, or whatever he is, he got one-shotted before he could even say anything. Of course, Almond doesn't remember him. Lol true. He's just a normal mob to Almond. Is Durka not a boss? Cyan kept calling him Durka without noticing the problem. Oglael Durka counts as an elite mob, not a boss. Bosses are massive. You'll be able to tell when you see a boss. I see, sighing Hyan. Just learned the difference between a boss and an elite mob. Bite mobs posed a challenge, but they could still be one-shotted with a headshot. However, bosses couldn't be instantly killed even with a headshot. Oh shit, what should I do? He acted so confidently about one-shotting the boss. Now, they might view him as a liar, but his confidence only attracted them. I think one-shotting the boss is a lie, but we'll see. I'm gonna watch too, I guess the collab stream was fake news. To want to watch the boss though, 300 viewers on standby wanted to confirm the rumors, perfect. Sang Hyan would take advantage of this opportunity to showcase his skills. They'll be satisfied to see my skills even if I can. Kill the boss in one hit. His confidence increased as he gradually learned the game. The leak about his collaboration with Acorn Jelly racked in more viewers, and provided him with the perfect chance to transition into a pro streamer. An alert popped up as if to prove him right. Bling. Ruby Sword has donated 10,001. Mission 100,001 if you successfully one-shot the boss. His first mission would reward 100,001 already gulp. Let it accept it for nod. He clicked. Accept. Oh, the Nondi is so cute. That to his safety earnings accepting mission impossible. Almond honey, you don't know what you're dealing with.